your martial arts movie podcast.
I threw that shit before I walked in the room.
Featuring drunken Thai boxer Will.
Too bad you will die.
The also drunken wrestler Mark.
I said I don't want trouble.
And drunken karate master Zero.
You've lost your balls.
And now,
Call. I know Kung Fu.
You know, baby.
Fists of Fail. From the creative mind that brought you Flashpoint, SPL, and the entire Ip Man series comes Dragon Tiger Gate. There's a joke in there somewhere, but you know what I'm trying to get at. Is it his masterpiece, Zero? I don't know.
Wilson Yip's hidden gem?
Oh yeah, because everyone loves this movie. At least one person did, because that's why it's a Patreon request today, right?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we get those every now and then. I forgot. We are at the whim of people who are contributing to our martial arts movie podcast discussion. So yes, we love this movie. This is our favorite movie. Screw it, man. Screw Raging Fire and Bio Zombie. Dragon Tiger Gate is the definitive Wilson Yip experience, hands down.
Yeah, for sure. Well, okay. What year did this movie come out? This came out in 2006. So, is it an early prototype for Wilson Yip's later films? Well, that's not true, because Flashpoint and Flashpoint had not come out yet. SPL
came out.
This is smack dab in the middle, and this is a comic book movie, kind of. It's a manhwa film adapted from a Chinese comic book, and it feels like a comic book, right?
In the first 30 minutes, it feels like a comic book, intentionally, visually too, and I think that actually works in the film's favor. Then it kind of struggles with, I guess, adapting the story of the comic book so that it feels like a entertaining piece of film to sit through.
Sure. That's like a backhanded slap to the movie too. It's based off of manhwa called Oriental Heroes. I have no idea if it's lifting every story beat, or not every story beat, but the whole story of the entire series, right, and putting it into film. Because it kind of feels that way once you get to the last act. When you get to the last act, it feels like the movie takes a sudden shift in terms of tone, and there's no other way to describe it. It feels like it's a comic book put on screen.
Well, it feels like they adapted many of the characters and storylines, except for one crucial person, the villain. Because who the fuck is this villain?
Oh, it was Louis Koo. That's all you need to know.
I mean, I didn't even know he voiced the villain in this.
He shows up at the very end and is like, I'm the villain. And you're supposed to buy that. There's really no setup for them at all. I mean, it feels like the main characters are just going up against everyone else, right? It seems like there's a gang.
Yeah, they're controlled by the villain.
Yeah, that comes out of left field.
No, he's set up in the beginning of the movie. He's just kind of he's kind of sitting on the throne like, "Hey, I'm the bad guy." And
no, he's not sitting on a throne. He's punching a 600-pound bag.
Well, even before that, he's punching probably the world's biggest Wing Chun dummy, just to show, just to flex his power a little bit.
Yeah. But let's back up a little. Let's talk about what this movie is even about. It's it's about I was gonna say it's about two brothers who have to fight with aliens, tomato zombie, whatever. Rick and Morty reference here. No, it's about two brothers. One of them being Donnie Yen, the other one being Nicholas Tse. I guess an early collab that's, echoing back to like the Raging Fire, I guess. But Donnie Yen is the main character. And I guess when he was younger, he disappeared. God, I'm going to be all over the place. He disappeared, and he reappears in Nicholas Say's life when Nicholas Say gets into a restaurant brawl. And the two have a fight, and they reconcile, I guess.
No, they absolutely do not reconcile.
Well, I don't know how. Well, then the rest of it feels like there's a lot of story beats.
Well, they're
That's why
they're
I'm saying.
estranged from each other because I believe the way the story is implying is they know of each other, even though they have not seen each other for a while. It sounds like they've had run-ins before, and Nicholas Say wants to reunite with his brother because it's his brother, and Donnie Yen doesn't want to have any of it. He has somehow settled down with being the bodyguard of an organized crime syndicate, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And that crime syndicate has received some sort of golden badge from the villain. The villain's name is Shibumi.
Shibumi.
Whatever.
What is that plaque supposed to be for?
That plaque is supposed to be for allowing them to do crime, I guess, under his jurisdiction. I don't know. I think there was like one line about it, and I only caught it on the second viewing. If I only watched this once, and I would have been just as confused as you.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so Zero, this is your first time watching it?
Yes. Well, second time, but first time overall. Yes, watching this movie. Oh boy.
Was it everything you thought it'd be?
I've never heard positive things about this movie. I think this is one of those things where it got overshadowed because SPL came out right before it, and then Ip Man came right after it, and so
it was literally one movie per year that Wilson Yip was doing. It was SPL, this, then Flashpoint, then Ip Man.
Oh, did
all those movies are better?
Oh, did Flashpoint come before Ip Man?
Flashpoint, yeah.
Oh, it did become before Ip Man. Okay, yeah. So this must have just gotten swept under the rug in terms of not accessibility, but favoritism, because I don't hear too many people talk about it. It's not that it's bad. I guess just because of those 4 films that came back to back to back, it's not the best. If this was earlier in Wilson Yip's filmography, I would say, okay, great. This is a good start. Yeah. Especially because Donnie Yen is also the action director. I'm guessing he's coming off of SPL, and that is where he's starting to slowly inject his more modern, quote unquote, modern infusion of MMA into fight choreography, and then fully realized in Flashpoint. So in Dragon Tiger Gate, because it's based off of a Chinese comic book, I'm guessing he's going for more visual flair. I think that's very, very apparent with all the posing. And that's fine, because I think that works for the visual. If you're trying to emulate comic book panels and comic book imagery, I think his kind of flamboyant poses work, but it looks silly, right? He's a 40, 50-year-old man at this point doing these poses, so...
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this was the trend at the time. Right? I guess it would be. No, I mean, when were the early, like before the Avengers movies, before Iron Man, like we had like Daredevil with Ben Affleck, right? That was like early 2000s, like 2003 or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, very early.
And this is very akin to that kind of like, I mean, yeah, comic book movies are comic book movies, but I as much as I don't like...
Yeah, but Hollywood hadn't really figured out the correct formula yet. Iron Man came out in 2008, and then from there, it kind of starts getting a little better.
Right, but what I'm saying is that early 2000s, like all your... I mean, you have your diamonds in the rough, like Blade and all that, but then you have movies like Daredevil and Elektra, one of your favorite movies ever. And those were like, studio execs. You could feel like they're like, oh, it's a comic book movie. Make it like a comic book. And it was just like, how it was in the early 2000s. This movie really feels like it's adapted from a comic book, so it really should feel like a comic book. And yeah, it's very more miss than hit for me. It feels like it's not.
Well, it's the script.
Well, it feels.
It's the script and the overall story. The pacing is wildly all over the place. The first, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes are actually pretty fun, but that's because it's 2 back-to-back fight scenes, like pretty decently sized fight scenes. Yeah. And then once they go into the flashback and start fleshing out these characters, oh boy, does it really drag. And I started to realize, oh man, they should have put that second fight scene probably a little later to fix the overall pacing. Because once we start learning about their estranged brother relationship, and then his mom, and then his relationship to the I mean, I don't even know if they're triads.
The surrogate father.
Yeah, all that stuff is so boring. Everything with the love interests are so boring. They try, I guess, right?
Right. Well, that's again, that's the problem, is that you're taking, I'm assuming, a series of source material that's, and cram it into an hour and a half. So the pacing's all over the place, and at the same time, it's not the most engaging, and it's not. I don't think it's even the fault of the writing necessarily. Although the writing's not great, I'd say the problem is like they really are trying to get as much story beats from the comic as possible into the film. I'm assuming there's some Oriental Heroes fanatic who's like, yeah, it was just like the book. Including all the weird jazz hand posing that Donnie Yen does throughout the movie.
I wish I could have the book for reference, because I would say that is such a specific look he's doing. It's got to be lifted from the comic book, right?
It has to be.
It has to be, because those are so jazzy. I love them.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands punch you in the face. No, it's okay. Well, like the story is yes. There's a lot of things to cover here. I'm sure we'll cover a lot more of that when we get to the action segment or story segment. But the action is good at times. I would never say any of the action is actually mediocre. I think the action overall is pretty good. But then it goes into stupid territory a lot, which is really mystical, magical kind of kung fu.
Yeah. I mean, they have to add the CGI stuff, unfortunately. And that's when it's no longer about fight choreography. It's about, look at these cool special effects we're putting on screen. And look at this crazy final fight where we're crashing through multiple concrete floors, and Donnie Yen is high-fiving you in the face. It's embarrassing, but it's kind of funny. So
that's the review right there. Embarrassing, but kind of fun.
Yeah.
For the whole movie.
But all the grounded stuff, and when I mean grounded, I mean all the stuff that's literally on the ground. Yes, there's wire assist, but I've starting to come around to the over-exaggerated wire pulls that Donnie Yen is adding into his films, because there's crazy amounts of environmental damage and it's stuntmen going flying really far. It works. You kind of have to buy it in this because it's a comic book movie. Yeah. But people are just flying far. They're crashing into tables, crashing into walls, crashing into fake concrete. I don't know, pillars, and it's it's kind of fun when you see that stuff. But choreography wise, I think this is not where Donnie's heart is, because at the time SPL and then into Flashpoint, he's probably more concerned with doing the more modern stuff, I would think.
Sure. Yeah, I think Donnie Yen was more distracted by the terrible wig that he has to wear
Yes,
the entire movie.
yes. The fourth secret character of the trio is the wigs. Oh my god,
They look so bad.
the fucking wigs in this movie. Jesus Christ. Probably easily the best fight scene in this movie is Donnie Yen trying to have a heart-to-heart with Nicholas Say. And the wig starts blowing in his face, and you can see him crack a smile for a second while trying to deliver the dialogue. And the hair is covering his eyes. And he keeps on going. I was like, dude, just say cut. Just say cut. Get a different take.
They're crunched for time, though. You can't, you know, that's the only take they could get in. That's, the only reason I'm bringing up the wigs is not just to be petty, but I mean, I am being petty, but it actually becomes a hindering factor for some of the action because I was watching behind the scenes, and there's not a lot of good information there, but actually looking at the performers, you know, you have Nicholas Say actually doing some of the actual choreography in there. As far as I can tell, in the behind the scene footage, like the first fight scene in the restaurant where he's kicking dudes in the face, like that's really him.
There's one particular shot where he gets this really nice spinning heel kick in, hits a guy straight in the head, and he is facing the camera, so it's like there's no doubt about it. But then what happens is when they go to the wider shots, it's him from behind and the wig is there, so
Yeah,
you know it's somebody else. I'm okay with that. I don't mind this kind of stunt doubling, especially because it's a Donnie Yen action directed movie, so I want good action. I don't want it to be, well, we want to try to get the main actor to do as much as possible, and because of their lack of martial arts training or something, it's going to be a step down, right?
Right.
So for me, I'm just like double the hell out of everybody. I don't care.
right. I mean, there's two performers in the movie. There's Nicholas Say, and the other one is I'm gonna blank on his name. He is
Sean Yue?
top bill. Sean Yue. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he
Perfect.
plays Gate.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, so when I first watched
His
this,
name is Turbo.
no, when I first watched this movie, I was like, Dragon, Tiger, Gate. They're like, okay, there's two brothers. There's Dragon and there's Tiger. And then when Sean Yue appears in the restaurant, I was like, it's Gate. He's Gate. His name's gonna be Gate. And no, his name's Turbo. I was like, what the fuck is Turbo? No, he's Gate. He's fucking Gate.
That would have been too on the nose, Zero. We couldn't name the character that. I just don't call. The movie should have been called Dragon Tiger, Turbo Dragon Tiger. I don't know, something stupid. Well, the reason why the wig thing does upset me is because like, when you watch them behind the scenes, they really are doing it. Like Nicholas Say really is throwing that shot that made it into the film. He jumps up and he throws a spinning wheel kick at someone's face and it lands. Yeah. And that's a shot that made it into the film. The problem being that you can't see his face as he's doing it, so it makes you believe that it's a stunt person doing that. And a lot of the times, everyone is like just obscured just enough by the wigs. I'm like, are they all stunt double? Everyone is stunt double.
They have, I want to say, shoulder-ish length hair, and then they have the kind of emo swoop going over their eyes. All three of them. And because it's so obviously a wig, anytime you see him from the back, even Donnie, when you see him from the back, I'm like, that's a stunt double. Like that's what our minds are trained to call out now. When it most likely probably isn't a stunt double, especially for Donnie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's again not the worst thing in the world, but it gets distracting because it goes back to our thought, which is why make the performer do the thing if you can't tell it's him, right?
Well, then they would have had a fucking... Imagine if they were like, all right, we can solve for this. Let's have fans shooting air upwards throughout all the fight scenes and the hair is just flying like up.
Or maybe don't give them absurdly long hair.
I'm sure it's in line with the characters in the comic book. They
Maybe.
probably always have these swoopy emo boy haircuts that are just so dreamy. Nicholas Say's playing with his mouth and his cheeks. He's looking all cute and hot boyish. I don't know.
Oh, it looks fitting on Nicholas Say. Donnie Yen looks really weird with the
He's
wig.
too old for that
He's
haircut.
exactly. He's too old for it. He looks like he's trying to play like an early 20 something when 2 years later he was playing Ip Man.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a disconnect there. Anyways, petty nitpick aside, yeah, I thought the action overall was, good at times, but never great. But I would love to break it down some more. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we go into the specifics of the movie?
No, we can go into it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that said, well, if you guys want to listen to us, maybe complain. I don't know. I might be a little bit more lenient with the movie than I'm letting on. If you want to hear our thoughts on it in more detail with all spoilers and especially our action breakdowns of the movie and how much we love those wigs and the jazz hands, you can follow us on Patreon for just $1 a month. You can hear the entire hour extra of every episodes where we talk about these movies, and for $3 you can listen to our extra episodes where we cover all the movies that didn't make it into a full-length episode,
Like Batman versus Ninja Turtles. Can you guess how that one turned out? I actually liked it though. So
yeah.
I thought that was
Batman.
good.
Yeah, I'm a Batman fan. I still haven't watched it. But yeah, you guys can go check all that out. But with that said, let's just talk about Dragon Tiger Gate. And then everyone goes fuck off, I guess. I don't know.
They go back to Dragon Tiger
Dragon
Gate,
Tiger
and
Gate.
is that Dragon Tiger Gate?
Then Dragon Tiger Gate and Dragon Tiger. Yes. it is.
Oh boy. Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna want to give us a Patreon request anymore if we just spend an hour and a half just kind of shitting on the movie. And I
Right.
never want to just outright talk badly about anything, but this was kind of funny. This is kind of a funny film, unintentionally funny film, at least for me. So it was kind of fun to just just kind of poke fun at it.
Poke fun, fucking lambasted. Same thing. I'm close to the side of lambasting it. It's not a good movie, but I do like some of the choreography in the movie. Some of it. I think the movie as a whole is kind of hard to sit through. It's not all bad, some of it, like in the earlier portions, I think you said it before, kind of work. And then the movie kind of falls off the rails. The movie is high-fived in the face multiple times through multiple ceilings towards the end of the film. So that's my analogy for how it kind of falls off the rails at the end of the film.
Well, it's just a shame that they had to maybe try and adapt the entire story, right?
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
things are going to get left out, and it's going to feel disjointed because you're adapting something that is not meant to be told in an hour and a half. And
Yeah. Mhm.
unfortunately, the story is what really, really makes this a hard recommend, because the action is fun. There's a lot of fun action here. It feels like an early prototype for Sakura, and then there's some semblances of just Donnie Yen's, his intense modern choreography. Like he's not doing BJJ stuff really, but he's just so fast that, like I mentioned, his martial arts style in this movie is literally open hand slaps. And because he's just doing it so fast, I'm just like, oh wow, I'm just still in amazement at his speed. So yeah.
But would you recommend the movie?
I don't know. It's a tough one. It was fun to talk about. Yeah, I think we had a lot of fun talking about it. Watching it though, once you get past those two fights in the beginning, the movie just holy crap, it goes to a real lull, and these characters aren't really that memorable. I mean, if you like wigs, if you really like wigs and laughing at really bad wigs, then you might find a lot of entertainment from this because I don't know. This is sponsored by Big Wig.